You know that feeling when you look in the mirror and you see a small brown spot and you kind of wonder, hey, what is that? Where did you come from? Well, if you've ever done that, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to solve this very common skin mystery. So let's get right to it. We're officially on the case of the mysterious brown spot, and I promise by the end of this, you'll know exactly what you're looking at. All right, let's begin. Section 1, a spot of mystery. Our investigation starts right now. That's right, it is officially time to put on our detective hats. Because, you see, while these little spots might look pretty similar to the naked eye, where they come from, well, that's a completely different story. And knowing their origin story is step 1 to really understanding your skin. Okay, moving on to section 2, the usual suspects. It's time to meet the 2 main culprits we're investigating today. Here they are. In this corner, we have suspect number 1, Freckles. Their technical name is ephelides. And in the other corner, suspect number 2, age spots, also known as solar lentigines. Let's start building a profile for each one. First up, let's talk about freckles. The number 1 thing to know here is that freckles are genetic. Yep, they're an inherited trait. They usually pop up when you're a kid, especially if you have fair skin. You can really just think of them as your skin's pre-programmed genetic response to sunlight. And now for suspect number 2, age spots. These are a whole different ballgame. They're not genetic at all. Instead, they are the direct result of sun damage that has built up over your lifetime. They're a classic sign of what's called photoaging, and they usually show up at adulthood on the areas that get the most sun. You know, your face, your hands, your chest. So, now that we've met our suspects, it's time to get down to business and examine the hard evidence. Let's dive into section 3, uncovering the clues. Okay, this is it. This is our master case file. It compares our suspects on 4 absolutely key clues: their paws, when they first appear, how long they stick around, and what's happening on a cellular level. Right away, you can see the huge differences. Genetic versus pure sun damage. One shows up in childhood, the other adulthood. And here's a big one. Freckles can actually fade in the winter, while age spots are permanent unless they're treated. But the most important clue, the one that truly cracks the case, comes down to a specific type of cell. And to understand that, we first need to define a key term. Let's talk about melanocytes. It sounds like a big sciencey word, but the concept is really simple. These are the little pigment-producing factories in our skin. They create melanin, which is what gives our skin its color. And how these little cells behave is the fundamental difference between our 2 suspects. And here is the core of the whole mystery. With freckles, the number of those little pigment factories, your melanocytes, it doesn't change. The existing cells just go into overdrive when they're exposed to the sun. They work overtime producing more pigment. But with age spots, the sun damage has actually caused the number of melanocytes to increase in that one area. More factories have been built. So it's all about activity versus number. And that, right there, is the smoking gun. So, with all the evidence laid out, we have reached the end of our investigation. It's time to deliver the verdict and, more importantly, discuss our defense strategy. The verdict is in. Freckles are genetic. They're not a sign of anything wrong. They're simply a part of your unique genetic blueprint. Age spots, however, are a direct signal from your skin that it's accumulated some damage over the years. With that, the case is officially closed. But wait, there's one final twist in the story. Even though they have totally different origins, both of our suspects share a common trigger: sun exposure. The sun makes freckles darken, and the sun is what causes age spots in the first place. This leads us to the most important takeaway of all. Your best defense is a great offense. And the single most effective thing you can do to prevent age spots and just protect your skin in general is to wear sunscreen. Every single day. No excuses. Ultimately, our skin tells the story of our lives, and especially our history with the sun. So that brings us to a final question to leave you with. As you move forward, what story do you want your skin to tell?